What's up, y'all? Back out here at the bench in the backyard. Today we're going to be doing some work on that raft that I put together last year. I went ahead and took all the wire off of it. If you can see in here, it was starting to bite. So we went ahead and got it out. Got the wire off. And now we're going to come in. It is middle of January, and we're going to be repotting this now. It'll go back in the greenhouse. It gets super cold. Actually, I'm not going to be taking off a whole lot of roots from it, just enough to actually get it down into this little plastic basket. It's just a little decorative basket I picked up at the thrift store for like 50 cents. But it's wide enough that that should fit. Actually, if I go ahead and take this out, we're not going to have to take off a whole lot of this root ball to kind of get it down in. It'll fit all the way across. If I get it about like that, so we're talking about the bottom 2 to 3 inches. And then this root ball will be set down. And what I'm going to do is we'll come in here on the bottom and we'll cut a couple of holes. We'll probably here, and we definitely want to do it under each of where the trunks are coming out. So we'll do one here, one here, one here, and one here, and then maybe a little bit on the inside. Just make sure we're getting roots all along the bottom of this branch. And then once those fill in the next couple of years, if they take, hopefully they take, we will be able to reduce this main root ball that we have here and get it planted in an actual pot. I think I'm going to put this one in that shallow round pot that I made last year. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is we'll come in here and we're going to pick out the bottom of this root ball and then see where that gets us. We need another inch or so. And so that's about all we need to do as far as that goes. I'm not going to cut any of this off. We'll just pack this down a little bit. Make sure that we get into the soil. I'm going to go dump this loose dirt that I have, and I'll be right back. So what I'm going to be doing now is just preparing this basket. Got just a little bit of sellotape. These handles is all I'm worried about covering up. Don't want to get my beard in there. And we're not too worried about this part of the pot getting air in. It's open everywhere else. We're just closing that up so that I don't lose a whole bunch of soil out of here when I water it. The rest of these, it's all the hole should be small enough that none of the substrate will fall out. So there we go. We've got a enclosed basket. We're going to be using number 3 rooting powder. I use Hormex. That's just what I got. So yeah, make sure that'll fit. We can always take a little bit more off the bottom of that root. We'll just go ahead and fill in the bottom. We'll scoop out a little spot over here. We do still want a small layer of this substrate down in this corner where the root ball is going to go. About like that. Need a little bit more. That'll go in about like that, and then we'll score it where we need to. Got two. I've got two branches down here that are going to be buried slightly, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of those. That way they don't rot in the soil. And now we're going to, when we plant it, we'll plant it about like that. So we'll have some score marks along the bottom here. We'll probably actually just go with a straight score there and then do a little knob here, and eventually so we'll have these two little, we'll have a ridge over on this side where it's going to actually come up above the soil. And we'll plant it about like that. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to take some of the sphagnum and just break it up along where that those scored areas will be. And sphagnum just basically works as an extra bit of rooting hormone. It'll hold in some of that rooting hormone. We'll take a little bit of that powder and sprinkle it down here right by the right up here on the sphagnum. Just a little bit extra. We're also going to be taking a little bit and putting it on the bottom of our branch. So I'm going to pull out just a normal little grafting knife, and we're going to come up in here We want to make sure that we get all the way down to the cambium. Or actually all the way down to this the xylem. We want to get through the cambium, down it all the way to the heartwood. Widen it out a little bit. It should root out all along the edge of this cut. We also want to come all the way up to here. So it should root out all along here. And up here we're going to come in. Do the same thing. I've got this little knot from where I cut off the one branch that was facing this way. And we're going to do the same thing over here. And the same thing right here. So we should get some roots coming out all around. Oh, my bad. So we should get roots here, roots coming around the outside of this, roots around the outside of that, and then roots around the outside of that. We're going to come in with our rooting hormone. Just sprinkle a little bit on. Oop. Lose most of it to the ground, that's fine. But as you can see, the wood in here, because it's still alive, is a little wet. So we just take the powder and smooth it around. Pick some up off the ground. We'll just rub it in. And then out here as well. So we've got rooting hormone all over the cuts that we just made. And that'll just kind of kickstart root development here where we want it. And then this is going to go right down on it. We want to make sure that all of that's in really good contact with the soil. And then the rest of this root ball, we're going to kind of tuck down in here, and then we'll fill in soil all over it. Put a little bit more sphagnum down over the top. We don't have to worry about oh, got a few more that are going to be covered. You don't want those rotting down in the dirt. So about like that. I will, oh, y'all get to see me make some dirt. So over here, I've got akadama, pumice, and lava rock. And like I said, I just use a 1 to 1 to 1 mix. So I just go around in a circle until I've got this box basically half full. Well, 2/3 full. And then I just close the lid and shake. It's really that easy. And we'll just come in here and backfill. And then over in this corner where we have that root ball that we picked out, we'll just go ahead and make sure that we chopstick down into it. So that we know we've got full protection for those roots. And what we'll wind up doing later, when we actually start to and when we actually have rootage happen in all of these places up here, we'll come in and gradually reduce this root ball, try and get some of these roots up here to thicken up. Hopefully that happens. If it doesn't, that's okay. But if they do thicken up here, we can turn those into a nice little deadwood feature on this. We're just going to be picking down into this ball as much as we can, going in towards the soil. Make sure we get all up in there. We've got some heavier roots right here. So if we could get them all to come out about that size, that would be nice. Maybe a little bit bigger would be even better. We'll just take that and feed it down into this root ball. This shouldn't be too traumatic to the tree. I mean, we didn't cut any roots off of it, so that should be fine. We need to come in on this side. Right up in here. We'll do the same thing over here. Just pack that down. Making sure that we have a little bit in between the root ball and the wall of the pot. And then back here, we'll just kind of mound up a little bit. Again, for any tips that are right here, to give them a spot to grow. And also to pack down into it. And so there we are. We're all planted up. Probably towards the end of the summer, I'll come in and wire out some of these so that we can actually get them turned where they need to go. And yes, finish this up. Wire them where they're going to be. Cut some of them off. This is probably going to need to go. We'll bring this over so that this one right here is our leader, and then this right here is our branch off of that. But that's for another video. Actually, probably go ahead and compact that a little bit. A lot of these top roots are going to die off, but that should be fine. We'll have enough root mass in there to give the tree what it needs. We'll go ahead and water this in. And what we're looking for is this water that's running off to run off clear. It means we got most of the fines out. So we'll have a good balance of water and oxygen throughout the year. And make sure everything's nice and soaked. And as I water it this year, that'll gradually wash some of this dirt out, since it's basically just that potting soil that it came potted in. So it's mostly pine bark and a little bit of organics. So those organics will wash out, and it'll just be left with pine bark, which will kind of hold those roots into a different spot where they can thicken up a little bit as they're exposed to air. But yeah, I'll water this again in probably like 5 minutes, just to make sure that all of that akadama and pumice and lava rock is fully saturated. This is going to go back out into the greenhouse, and we'll let it go for the rest of the year. Like I said, I might come in middle of summer and wire some of this out. But we will see about that. I don't know. I'll probably leave it like this for the rest of the year, and then come check it the end of next winter and see how that does. All right, so now that that's watered in, I'll probably go in about 5 minutes or so and water it again, just to make sure that we get all this bonsai substrate nice and wet. And I'll go in, make sure that every time I water this, to make sure all of the that branch that is what we are ground layering, basically, make sure that's nice and covered. We could get roots all along that, and then if we do, then we can go in and pick and choose where we actually want them. But as far as this goes, if we get some good roots up here, you can see as I watered it, some of this, some of the organic soil that it came potted in is washing away, which is fine. And if we do it like that, they'll gradually get washed off, instead of all at once taking it down. And some of these should start to harden off, thicken up a little bit, and just get some decent lignification, which would be really ideal for us. That way we can get a nice little like dead root ball, even if it's just like this hairy little mass. That could be kind of cool, just having that up. So if that does happen, the front will probably be somewhere right around in there. If not, the front may be there to kind of hide that root ball, or what is left of the root ball if it doesn't look very good. Or we could do basically anywhere in here. But I would really like for this root ball to be kind of a focal point of this tree. You know, have these kind of like come up and around where they've retaken the spot where they were originally in the forest, you know. So, yep. If you liked what you saw here, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up down below. If you didn't like what you saw, then leave a comment. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. This is the first time I've tried to do any type of ground layer or a raft So just let me know what I'm doing wrong so that later I can do it better the next time I come in and do it. That would be amazing. So until the next time I see y'all out at the bench in the backyard, just remember to grow them big, but keep them small.